everyone, it's May. I'm sure most of you know by now that unfortunately we've had to postpone our Miss Summer Extreme show to next year. So we're still going to do it, it's just it's not this year, but it means that we have more time to prepare and we have more time to do things, so that's going to be great. If you have any questions, definitely let me know, or WhatsApp fee or anything like that. That would be great to know. So it means that we're doing a new project, an online version of a project, and our new umbrella topic, or like project topic, is hopes and dreams. Over the next couple of weeks we are going to take spring and the seasons changing and nature and Mother Nature and the regrowth of nature as our inspiration. We're going to create a design and a character, so a design for a character that's based on spring, nature, Mother Nature, regrowth, everything like that. To start with, there's 2 tasks today. It's going to be more of a self-led lesson over a me talking to you kind of lesson, because I'm probably sure you're sick of hearing my voice and me telling you how I design and everything. So today we're going to do a mood board as task 1, and task 2 is to develop your character profile. Yeah, so I'm going to move on to me now talking about mood boards. Okay, so what's a mood board, you might ask? A mood board is a collection of images, colours, textures, shapes, and like magazine clippings, inspiration images that could be straight from nature itself, or it could be other people's versions of their makeup of a naturist person. So I'm going to show you some examples, and then I'm going to kind of like do a time lapse with a voiceover of me doing my mood board for today. Okay, so here's my first mood board I'm going to show you. This was for my wig project, and we had to send our mood boards off to the company that was going to dress our models. So it needed to have things like what kind of style I like and what colours I want to use. So my wig colour is there, what is in my wig, so I had these white roses in my wig. It needed to have my model sizes and like what style I was going for. So I used pictures from actually historical photos, or paintings they were. I used photos that were drawn from someone else. I used images from the movie, so I've got lots of different versions of the same kind of look, but I know that this is what I want my look to look like. And then obviously my sizes, but you don't have to do that. What's really good is if you have like little notes, so like I want my hairstyle to look like this, so I've written that, and I want my hair colour to look like that, so I've written that. And things that you really want to say it was you really wanted green, so if you had a lot of green on your page and you wrote like I really want green, then I know that in your design you're going to have a lot of green. It might change, it normally does, like my hairstyle didn't end up looking like this, it looked like something different. And then on this side is the male mood board version again, so I've got pictures of what I want my costume to look like, and what kind of colour scheme I was going with, along with my model sizes, and pictures, different versions of the same character, so you can see how it was changed. So that's my first mood board to show you, so that's more of if you know what you want to do. Okay, this is my second mood board. So this was based on Tim Burton. So this is a bit looser because at the time I didn't know what character I wanted to do my project on. I just needed to be inspired about what he does. So I've got his name because he was a big inspiration, obviously. Oh, that's what it is. And then I've got his famous pattern, so he likes swirls and he likes stripes, so I needed that in my images. And then I've got all of his famous characters. This one's got less notes on it because I didn't know exactly where I was going, so you can see the difference between me knowing exactly what I want and then not knowing what I want or where I want to go. But I've got a lot of doodles because I like to doodle. Yeah, and so the bigger ones I like this kind of style where it's like a human but she's not human because her head's massive, over like just being normal. So my images that are smaller I like less, and the images that I like more are bigger. So there's that one. I'm now going to do a time lapse of me doing my own mood board, and then we can move on to character profile. I'll pop in with my voice when and if it needs it, but it's just going to be me showing how I do it. Okay, so here's my piece of paper. You're going to need some scissors and a glue stick, your pictures that you've printed off, and I use some magazines as my background, but you could use newspaper, extra paper, whatever you have in your house. So I'm going to start by ripping off the magazine's colours that I like. I'm sticking with more of a pink and a green theme here because that's what my images look like, so you want to kind of match your background to your images so that it looks aesthetically pleasing. But again, you don't have to, you can just use plain paper if you want to. Okay, once I've got all my rippings together, I'm going to arrange them on the piece of paper how I like them. I try and cover most of the piece of paper, but there will be white gaps, but we're going to fill those in with some pens later. So there's my finished arrangement. I'm then going to use my glue to stick it down. Really make sure you've got all the edges stuck down. And if you've got a little corner, you just give it a little snip. Doesn't matter if anything overhangs. Okay, onto the pens. I'm going to use green, I'm going to use a bit of pink, and I'm going to use a bit of blue just to fill in those white gaps. I try to stick again with the colours that I'll be using throughout the image just to tie it all in together, but it doesn't need to be super neat, it can be really messy. It's just so you don't have any white hanging out. Okay, and then I'm going to take my images and I'm going to give them a cut. I'm going to cut them all out. Okay, and here I am just cutting out pictures and placing them on my mood board where I think they'll go, but I don't know for sure. And here I'm just cutting around some images that I think will look better as like a shape rather than a square, and arranging them so I think I'll like them. You can see that I'm just placing them where I think I want them to go, with some of them overlapping, some of them not, changing my mind quite a bit. I'm quite particular about how I want it to be and looking at what each image brings. And then you can see that I add in some extra images. They're my extra images that I printed off because you always need more images than you think. And now I'm just sticking them down to the piece of paper where I put them. Again, because I've got a lot of images, they move around a bit, so you want to make sure they're stuck exactly where you want them to be for the future. And then I'm going to take my pens and I'm going to use the silver, gold, white and green, and I'm just going to add some doodles around the edges, draw in some flowers, highlight what I like. I love using my white pen, and just bringing in some of her details and her designs, and then writing what I love about images, so like the texture, I like the watercolour, I like how the eyebrow is on that one, so I've written eyebrow, and the cheekbone on that one. So it's just about taking notes, and there's my finished mood board. Now that we've done our mood boards, we need to create our character profile. So that is on the lesson plan I sent down. It's just a couple of things to write about your character. So if you don't know what direction you want to go in, that's absolutely fine, but you need to know like the character's name, the story, background, any powers or traits. So if it's like a fairy, or if it's like a bird person, or if it's like a... I can't think of anything else, but I'm sure you know what I mean. And any aspirations in life. So if does this fairy want to own the kingdom? Does this bird person want to take over the world? Does this flower creature long to become a full flower? So think about what it might want to do in life, this character that you've created. It's like a storybook. You've got to create it, how cram up the whole thing, and then how just write a bit about how it links to nature. So if it's really far-fetched, which is fine, so if it's like a sky person, how does that link to nature? Well, the sky has the sun, which is then what brings the flowers to life, and that's the hope for the future. So think about how it all links in together. So it can be anything that comes with spring. So you've got the sun, you've got the flowers, you've got the greenery, you've got the twigs, you've got the clouds. It can be about anything, and you don't have to focus on one thing. So right here you can see that I've got pictures of flowers, but then I've also got pictures of tree lines, and then I've also got pictures of actual makeups, and I've got greenery, and so I've not just got, it's not just a mood board of flowers, because I want to use other things, and I need to look at other things and to be able to use them. And then once you've got your profile, take a photo of your picture, take a photo of your picture, take a picture of your mood board, and send your profile through. It can be handwritten or it can be typed up, it's completely up to you. Yeah, and then that's the session over with. And then next week I'm hoping we're going to develop our designs, and maybe I'll show you a bit about how to apply some of it, because I know designing, we've done a lot of designing recently. It'd be nice to do some practical with what you have in your house. If anybody doesn't have anything specific, so I'm thinking all you're going to need is eyeshadow next week of a particular colour that you want. But if you don't, let me know and I can come up with an alternative for you. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed my mood board session today. A bit of arts and crafts for you. Any questions, let me know. I've attached to the lesson plan a sort of an emotional well-being feather. So the feather is to be done in this session too, at the end, like now. So after you've done your profile, after you've done your mood board, it's just a picture of a feather. And what I want you to do is colour it in lightly, just with a light colour if you want to, and print it off, colour it in with a light colour, and you can cut it out or you can leave it big, it's completely up to you. And then with a pen or a darker colour, write in all your, I got to get this right, hopes, dreams, wishes, favourite songs, how amazing you are, things that you're great at, and things that are brilliant about you. And then you don't have to share it with anyone. All you can do is just put it in your book, you can put it under your bed, you can put it wherever you like. I would love to see them, obviously, because I think you're all amazing and I could probably add a few things to it. And that's it. That's all I want you to do today. So you've got your task 1 is your mood board, task 2 is your character profile, and task kind of 3/emotional wellbeing is doing your feather. And that should take you the 40 minutes. Or it might take you slightly longer, depending on how long you want to spend on your mood board. I know it took me a while to do my mood board, but I hope you've enjoyed my video on how to do it. Okay, thanks guys. I hope you enjoyed our Zoom call earlier today. It was lovely to see you if you came on. If you haven't, that's absolutely fine, but I would love to see you. And I hope you have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next week with your mood boards and your character profiles at the ready. Hopefully I've seen them. If I haven't, absolutely fine. Show me on the Zoom call next week. Alright, thanks guys, bye!